of success getting the ball a lot in your first 2 games with Maryland. Have you felt yourself kind of coming into your own early in the season and becoming more antiquated with this offense?
Yeah, as the weeks go by, I'm evolving more in the offense, and me and Talia's connection is clicking better, but there's definitely still more work to do.
Kaden, what did you and Talia kind of do, immediately after your transfer, as soon as you got here, to begin getting acclimated with each other as soon as possible?
First thing is we got in the playbook because, it was a huge jump from my old playbook to this playbook. So we wanted to make sure I knew everything that I had to do, being at the right place at the right time. And then, after that, we got right on the field and, started building a connection with the ball.
You've been utilized pretty heavily, especially on Talia's deep balls. Just in general, what kind of makes a receiver a good deep threat, and how have you worked to become that?
What makes a receiver a good deep threat is pretty much all about confidence. What that makes a receiver a good receiver. From the jump, it's all about confidence. When the ball's in the air, you have to tell yourself that it's yours.
Hey there. I know you guys are focused on Virginia as just being the next game, the next opponent, but how much have you guys been made aware of the rivalry, especially for the fans?
We know it's a big game. We know we haven't played them, in quite a while, so, they're going to come in hot, they got a lot to play for, so we know they're going to come in and, give it their all, so we have to have a good week of practice.
Hi, Kaden, back here. You mentioned jumping the playbook coming from West Virginia that was here. So could you describe a little bit about how your role is different than the previous 2 seasons that you've played?
My first year, I was really just a sponge. I soaked everything in. Just wanted to get, a true feeling for college football. And, my second year, I became one of the guys that they looked forward to making a play. And, that helped me leading into this year because I also have that role of, making a play for the team when they need it.
Hey, Kaden, I assume you might remember a little bit of when Maryland was in the ACC. Do you remember those rivalries at all? Do you have any memories of watching like a Maryland UVA game back in the day?
Here and there. I didn't really watch too many of them, but I know they got some ACC rivalries for sure.
And then just going into this game, I know Charlotte kind of asked a similar thing, but just how excited are you to, because I know there's a lot of history, Maryland, old school history of what they did in the ACC. How excited are you guys to maybe bring that back out here Friday night in front of a big crowd and blackout with the new uniform?
Yeah, it's excited. I think the whole group's excited, mainly for the blackout, knowing it's a Friday night game, so all eyes are going to be on us. But it was just like that last week with the night game. So, we look forward to, having all eyes on us and coming ready to play.
How do you feel about the new jerseys?
Oh, they're one of a kind. That's a plus to coming to Maryland, the uniforms, and that's exactly what I was looking for.
And then you talked about how your connection with Talia has kind of grown. Where do you see that on the field?
Just as far as, being on the same page, it might be, drawn up in the playbook one way, but, me and Talia might talk about it another way, and that's how it's going to be ran on the field. So, things like that.
Is there an example of a play, either from the last game or the game before, that kind of shows that?
Yeah, can't speak about it too much, though.
Hey, KP, obviously going into week 3, first off, what kind of jumps out about Virginia, whether it's a defense or secondary, and then 2, just what's kind of the focus for the offense to close out non-conference slate strong?
What jumps out about UVA is, their record speaks nothing about their play. They come out blazing, they finish the game blazing. They're a good football team, great coaches, great players, but we know that it's going to be, a slight challenge because, like I said before, they're coming out, they have something to play for, they have a lot to play for. So, as long as everyone does their job on the team, we should come out with the victory.
Okay, then I guess specifically about Virginia defensively, they kind of held JMU in check through the air last week. What kind of things do they do? What sort of ways do they try to keep offenses like yourselves on your heels?
They like to keep, everything in front of them. They're not a team that beats themselves. So, Coach Gaddis, the offensive staff, we're focusing on, one drive at a time, one play at a time, going down the field and executing.
Hey, Kaden, a lot of talk about rivalries. You played in a similar game last year in the Backyard Brawl that took 10 years to get back on the schedule. Now playing in this one, can you take any experience from playing in such a heated rivalry like that last year in Pittsburgh here to this game, and can you offer some wisdom to some of your teammates about what it's like to play in those games?
Yeah, I mean, it's really all about ignoring the noise. You know, a lot of noise comes with these games, and all the noise is going to do is, you know, take your mind off the task, and that's to win the game. So, you know, all the social media stuff, you know, this and that, you know, we just need to worry about, you know, winning the game and doing our jobs. So that's, if there's any wisdom I was going to give out to my teammates, it would be that.
And a lot of people, talked about you're becoming familiar very quickly with this offense. 3 touchdowns all of last season, 2 so far this season. Probably should have been the 3rd on that pass interference call. What has just led to that acclimation so quickly with Talia?
Just the coaches and my teammates believing in me. You know, it's easy to go out there and make plays for people that you know actually believe in you and that are counting on you. So it's coming along very well.
What was it that originally drew you to Maryland? Was it just wanting to come closer to home, or was there more than that? And were there conversations with anyone on the team currently that kind of did a little recruiting?
I got some guys on the team for sure. None of them really changed my mind to coming to Maryland, but the proof is in the pudding. You see what Coach Locks and Coach Gaddis does with wide receivers, and another thing is, it's nothing like playing in front of your whole family. So that was a big push for me to come here.
What did you guys talk about after that, the pass interference that brought that touchdown back? Was that just kind of an example of the chemistry that you guys have been working to build and manifesting itself in the field?
Yeah, for sure. The DB was playing off. Usually a quarterback, look the other way with a DB playing a deep third like that. But just the confidence Talia has in me, he threw it anyway. And results are results.
Anything else for Kaden?